you so much for listening to the Talking About Football podcast. And this podcast is sponsored by the NFL Wire. If you want to keep up with news around the NFL, go to the website at thenflwire.net, and you can keep up with anything around the NFL throughout the entire week. They write articles every single day. So if you want to keep up, go to that website, nflwire.net. JT is not here. He is actually at a baseball tournament at St. Leo, so wish him luck. He'll be back with us for the Wednesday podcast. And yeah, let's get right to our game, or my game, predictions. So we're going to start off with the Broncos at Colts. And so I think I'm going to go with the Colts. Well, not I know I'm going to go with the Colts. Easy pick, 27-10. Colts are winning. Why? Colts just have a better offense and a better defense. The Broncos just lost Emmanuel Sanders in a trade to the 49ers. They got a second and a third round pick, but that's not going to help them this year, and they are looking horrendous. Phillip Lindsay and Royce Freeman are going to be the ones who will score that touchdown. I don't think Joe Flacco will get the ball to Cortland Sutton a bunch. Now he's going to be double teamed. He's the only receiver on that team. Noah Fant has to step up in his role, and they draft him 20th overall. So he has to come out and be the tight end that they need him to be for this team to be successful, but I don't think they will against the Colts. Next, we have the Bucs at Titans. And this game's a harder game to pick from just because the Bucs just had their bye week. They had a lot of time to think about, recuperate, while the Titans just made a quarterback change last week. And Ryan Tannehill threw for 300 yards. So it's going to be very hard, but I think I'm going to take the Titans 20-17 here. I believe in the leg. I think it's going to come down to a field goal. But I don't like this game at all. I think Derrick Henry is going to have a hard time running the ball. I think it's going to be a lot of passing. Even on the Bucs side of the ball, it's going to be a lot of Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, and O.J. Howard is ruled out, so it's going to be a lot of Cameron Brate. On the Titans side of the ball, Derrick Henry will not get the ball going against that Bucs front seven, so it's going to be a lot of passing with A.J. Brown, Adam Humphries. Oh, it's Adam Humphries' game back against the Bucs, so let's see if he has a big game. But then also Corey Davis, and maybe even Dion Lewis. If you're fantasy owners, if you guys need a running back who's still on waivers, I don't know why he would still even be on waivers, but if he is, he could be a potential flex play. I could see the Bucs giving up a lot of passing to the running back. Maybe not rushing the ball, but passing to the running back. I could see a lot of passing yards. So Dion Lewis may be a good flex play. But I have the Titans winning 20-17. Moving on, we have the Cardinals at Saints. And I think I think all of us will go with the Saints on this one. If Drew Brees is playing, or even if Teddy Bridgewater is playing, Drew Brees is technically officially questionable, but I could see him playing. I'm going to go with the Saints 31-13 on this game. I know the Cardinals have been playing good. I think it's 3 in a row now, but the Saints are a different breed right now. Defense, nasty. That offense, nasty. Alvin Kamara is questionable. Jared Cook is questionable. They both are questionable to play. So I'm very excited to see what this team does offensively, if they have Drew Brees back or even just Alvin Kamara back. But right now, the Cardinals do not have the weapons, and we don't know if Christian Kirk is going to be back yet. He is questionable. So if we don't know who is going to be back yet for the Cardinals. And with Kyler Murray, if it wasn't for Chase Edmonds, they would not have won that game last week against the Giants. So I know Chase Edmonds is going to get a bigger role this week, but against the Saints, I still have to choose the Saints 31-13 against the Cardinals. So moving on, we have the Bengals at Rams. The Bengals are a disgusting team right now. They are awful. So I'm going to go with the Rams 31-10. I have a lot of high-scoring games because I usually go lower than usual, and now I'm going to go high because that's how the scores usually look. It's at home for the Rams. Everything's going for Rams. It is just an ugly season for freaking Cincinnati this year. The Rams are getting the ball rolling a little bit, getting Jalen Ramsey. You're going up against your best receiver, Tyler Boyd, who hasn't even been playing well. It's been Tate, really. Auden Tate. He's been really the lead receiver. So, and AJ Green is out again this week in week 8, so he's missed half the season. So I'm very interested to see what the Bengals do on the trade side of things and see if they can trade him. But it's going to be a 31-10 Rams win. I have nothing to say about the Bengals. That team is awful. The Rams are rolling. Their defense looks great. The offense is looking good or looking better. Todd Gurley, if he gets back, Darrell Henderson has been filling in for a little bit of a gap. Malcolm Brown was hurt last week, but now he's questionable to return. Passing the ball, Cooper Kupp is the main man. Then Robert Woods, and then your deep threat, Brendan Cooks, Tyler Higbee, and Gerald Everett. Everyone's been playing good. It all comes down to the line and Jared Goff, and I think this week, the Bengals don't get any pressure to get Jared Goff whatsoever, and the Rams are going to win this one with ease. So Jets at Jags is going to be our next game, and this game is a little bit on the weirder side of things because the Jets, 33-0 last week? And the Jags have not been playing as we thought they would with Gardner Minshew for the first couple of weeks. But I think the Jags get on a roll, and I think they beat the Jets 24-17. Leonard Fournette's going to have Leonard Fournette's going to be the game changer. Also on the Jets side of the ball, Le'Veon Bell has been really the only playmaker. Robbie Anderson could get traded by the end of this week. We don't know. They could be out with their what would you call it, Robbie Anderson? Jamison Crowder, Robbie Anderson's the number one. It'd be those two. Who's the number one? And it goes back and forth from week to week. But Sam Darnold 2 weeks ago against the Cowboys looked great, and then played the Patriots last week and looked horrendous. So we don't know what Robbie Anderson we're going to get. The Jags defense, secondary is all right. Without Jalen Ramsey, it's still not I don't think it's a top 5 defense anymore. But I think the Jags offense will get it done with DJ Chark and D.D. Westbrook and Leonard Fournette are all going to get everything going. Gardner Minshew is going to have about 250 passing yards. Leonard Fournette's going to have over 100 scrimmage yards with a touchdown. So I'm very excited to see what this Jags offense and defense does to the Jets. So our next game, we have the Giants at Lions. And Lions are looking pretty strong right now. The Giants look strong for 2 games. Now it's looking like the old Giants like we are used to seeing. So it depends what Giants we're going to get. We're going to get the Giants when they're going to give the Saquon 20 to 25 to even maybe 30 touches. Or we're going to be the Giants who are going to just try to throw the ball 40 times, 50 times. I think if you give Saquon the most amount of touches you can, that's how your team's going to be successful. But the Lions' offensive side of the ball and defensive side of the ball have been playing great. But I think the person that the Lions need to look out for is Golden Tate. Even because he played for the Lions for like 4 or 5 years. This could be his revenge game. I could see the Lions. I could see Golden Tate trying to give back to the Lions because I remember when he got traded to the Eagles last year, he wasn't very happy. He didn't want to get traded. He loved being a Lion. But now he's loved being a Giant. So let's see how this all works out. I'm pretty sure he has love for all the guys in the locker room and stuff like that, but it's time to win now. But I think I'm going to choose the Lions here 28-17. I think it's one of the easier games this week. So the next game we have the Chargers at Bears. I am very interested to see what this game is going to be looking like because both the offenses right now suck. Bears defense is not playing to the potential that they should be. Same thing with the Chargers defense side of the ball. They're not playing like they should be either. So I'm very interested how to see this game is. But I'm going to go with the Bears just because a little bit of a better defense. They kind of got going a little bit last week at the fourth quarter. They finally started moving the ball a little bit. Chargers coming off a heartbreak of a loss against the Titans. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears. I'm going to go with 24-21, field goal at the end. Eddie Pinheiro wins it for the Bears against the Chargers. And that's all I'm going to leave it for that game. I don't like this game at all. The Chargers at Bears, I don't like this game at all. Eagles at Bills is going to be our next game. And I like the Bills. I like the Bills this year. I love the Bills this year. I understand they play the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were leading at half. I understand that. It's an NFL team. The Dolphins are going to win a game this year. The Bengals are probably the worst team in the NFL. I don't think the Bengals will win a game this year. But the Dolphins are, they have Brian Flores, who is a coach I believe in a lot. I like him. I feel like he's got put in a crappy position. You got put for the Dolphins and then traded like 3 players. He's put in a terrible position, but I got the Bills winning this one 24-20 against the Eagles. The Eagles with the whole locker room mix up now. Half the locker room is split up going against Carson Wentz and Malcolm Jenkins, the coaching staff, and half of them is going against or like on side with Orlando Scandrick, who's not even on the team anymore. So it's weird how a person that has a say that's not even on the team anymore really changed the way that locker room looks now. So I think it's going to be a little bit of confusion. So I got to go with the Bills. The Eagles still going to go out there and they're still going to play offense. And, Carson Wentz is going to look to get the ball to Zach Ertz and Alshon Jeffrey. So it's going to be a game like that. But I'm still going with the Bills just with a little bit of a better secondary and the locker room. And them as a locker room and a coaching staff right now, it's they're almost unbeatable at this point. Seahawks at Falcons. Do I really need to commentate this game? 35-10 Seahawks. Falcons, terrible. Lost Mohamed Sanu, even worse. I believe who was their leading receiver this year. Like, why were you sitting on this game? We're just going to go to the next game. Panthers at 49ers. The young quarterbacks. The young Kyle Allen looking great. But the San Francisco defense is legit. Very legit. Like, if JT was here right now, I would ask him, do you think Kyle Allen can beat the 49ers defense? I don't think Kyle Allen can beat the 49ers defense. And I think that's what it comes down to. 49ers on offense have been chippy with Emmanuel Sanders. I feel like it helps out a little bit, not as much as people thought it would or think it's going to. But I saw the 49ers winning this game 21-17. Like the 49ers defense. Defense wins them the game. Defense wins championships. Hint, hint. Like the 49ers against the Panthers. Christian McCaffrey is not going to be able to get going on that defensive line. That's the thing. If McCaffrey can get going if Christian McCaffrey can get going, then it gives the 49ers, then you have to play him respectably, put 7 in the box where Kyle Allen kind of shines, where you put 7 or 8 in the box, and then he just throws on top of you and just makes great throws. But if Christian McCaffrey can't get going, then you're only one-dimensional. I feel that's what Kyle Allen will fail because he hasn't played a defense like the 49ers defense yet. Moving on, we got the Browns at Patriots. And you guys may be a little shocked when I see this score, but I got the Patriots winning 27-7. I have the Browns scoring 1 touchdown. First off, I think it's the Patriots, and second off, the Browns suck. Freddie Kitchens is the worst play caller ever. I hate Freddie Kitchens. I don't hate him as a guy. I hate him as a coach. I hate him as a play caller. He is terrible. I feel like he's losing the locker room as we speak. I feel like the defense is losing Freddie Kitchens as we speak. I feel like Odell and Jarvis Landry is losing. They're losing it. When it's not even halfway through the season, apparently there's already trade rumors with Odell. That's when it's bad. That's when it's bad. So that's where I have a problem with all of that. And if Freddie Kitchens had the locker room, that wouldn't have happened. Even though they're not having a good season, the whole trade rumors would not have happened. So that's why I'm saying that the Browns are going on a very downwards decline. The only person that I can start even thinking about is Nick Chubb, and that could be even risky because I feel like Nick Chubb could get a touchdown. Our next game was Raiders at Texans, and I kind of like this game. Raiders have been playing pretty good. Josh Jacobs has been playing like the top running back in this draft, like we all thought he was. He, Derek Carr without Antonio Brown has been looking great, and Tyrell Williams, and he's questionable to come back this week, so we really don't know if Tyrell Williams is going to be back. But they got Zay Jones, who is historically one of the worst catching receivers of all time. But again, you have a good person that can have good route run. He's a very good route runner. I still got the Texans winning this one, 27-23. Yeah. Our next game is Packers at Chiefs. I gotta go with the Packers. 27-20. I know, guys. I know. Patrick Mahomes isn't playing. And the Chiefs' defense is not that good. The reason why y'all pick the Chiefs to win all the time, or we pick the Chiefs to win all the time, is because of Mahomes. And he's not playing. Why are you picking the Chiefs? They don't run the ball. They have Tyreek Hill. And you're going to go against what Aaron Rodgers did last week? What was it, like 5 touchdown passes and a rushing touchdown? How you going to go against that? Yeah, Packers. This game is terrible. Dolphins at Steelers. This game's awful. I have Steelers winning 24-10 against the Dolphins. Do I really need to commentate this game? It's the freaking Dolphins. Again, it's also the Steelers, who have not been playing very well, but it's the Dolphins. But this wraps up my Week 8 game predictions for this week, and now we're going to move to a little bit of like news/injury report. And Greg Robinson, the tackle for the Cleveland Browns, won't start in Week 8 against the Patriots. He hasn't been playing very well, and he's probably going to get traded by Tuesday. That's what reports are saying. Chase Edmonds, running back for Arizona Cardinals, is going to maintain a significant role, even if David Johnson is healthy. But right now, David Johnson is questionable with an ankle injury. But even when David Johnson is healthy, Chase Edmonds is going to get a significant role in that offense. Moving on, we have Deebo Samuel, wide receiver from the San Francisco 49ers. He has a groin injury, but yesterday was removed off the injury report, so he should be playing he should be playing no matter what now. Here's one that caught my eye, who I guessed in Week 3 this was going to happen. Kenyon Drake is going to get traded. There's 2 teams really looking at him. I like one team. I don't like the other team. Lions and the Titans are the 2 teams interested in trading for Kenyon Drake. With Kerryon Johnson going into IR, I like the Lions definitely getting him in the trade. I don't like the Titans. You have Dion Lewis and Derrick Henry. Why do you need Kenyon Drake? So for all you fantasy owners, I would try to trade him, get him in a trade on the cheap. If he gets to the Lions, he could be a RB2 because how much the Lions run the ball. And he is not a bad running back. He's just in a terrible team. But Kenyon Drake could get traded by Tuesday. I'm very interested to see what happens. Dak Prescott, the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, is seeking a team-friendly deal. So what is a team-friendly deal? I'm very interested because I knew he wanted like $40 million a year like during this offseason. Now a team-friendly deal, is that like $35 million? Is that everyone's price tag is different. A team-friendly deal for Dak Prescott could be $30 million when that's a massive deal for someone else. So I guess we have to figure out and wait and see. My old favorite player, Jason Pierre-Paul, defensive lineman for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, has a chance to play this week. from his big old neck injury that his car accident this offseason. He has a chance to play. This will be massive for the Bucks. Imagine having Shaq Barrett, Jason Pierre-Paul, and Ndamukong Suh, Carl Nassib. Wow. That defensive line could be very legit. Moving on. Andre Smith, tackle for the Cincinnati Bengals, is questionable against the Rams. It's the Bengals. Probably just doesn't want to play. Jawan James, tackle for the Denver Broncos, is questionable against the Colts. He's the biggest part of the offensive line, so he doesn't play. It could be massive for the Colts, and that could be a lot of pass rush for them. Seahawks tackle Dewan Brown, bicep, is questionable for week 8 against the Falcons. I recommend he doesn't play. They don't need him to play. Tre'Quan Smith, wide receiver for the Saints, questionable. Oh no, sorry, not questionable, doubtful. Who's going to most likely get moved out in the next couple of hours against the Cardinals. Alvin Kamara is questionable. Who we all knew, Drew Brees, quarterback for the Saints, questionable. But if he's not playing, then Teddy Bridgewater is going to play. Saints tight end Jared Cook is actually just got ruled out with an ankle injury. Raheem Mostert is questionable with a knee injury. Running back for the 49ers. Joe Staley, tackle for the 49er, leg doubtful, so probably not going to play. 49ers wide receiver Marquise Goodwin has a personal problem going on, has not said, but is questionable to return for this week. And if he doesn't play, then Emmanuel Sanders will have a massive role into this offense in his first week. Braxton Berrios, wide receiver for the Jets, hamstring, questionable. He's the fourth receiver in that offense behind Robbie Anderson, Demaryius Thomas, Jamison Crowder. So, again, for fantasy, he's not relevant, but just in general, he's their special teams guy. So it's a big deal for the Jets, and this is a game where they can get back on track and beat the Jags. But I have the Jags winning. Trumaine Johnson, cornerback for the Jets, is questionable with an ankle injury, who is probably also going to get traded by the trade deadline, in my personal opinion. Chris Herndon, tight end for the Jets, hamstring, doubtful, which is bad news to hear, because I was very excited for him to come back from a suspension, but now he's doubtful. So he's probably not going to play, which is very sad. Demarius Randall, safety, Cleveland Browns, hamstring, out. I can't believe that. He was out for like a month and now came back for like 2 games and is hurt again. Emmanuel Sanders, wide receiver, 49ers, is going to play ... a lot from Kyle Shanahan. I like that. I like that move a lot. You spent a second and third round pick on him for a guy who's like 32. He better play a lot. Malik Hooker, safety for the Colts, knee injury. But good thing to hear, he wasn't listed on the final injury report for the Colts, so he's playing. Darnell Savage, rookie safety, Packers, ankle, questionable. Good to hear. Thank God. It looked a lot worse when that happened. I believe that was against the Cowboys with that ankle injury. It looked a lot worse. I'm glad he's questionable and could possibly play tomorrow. When is this guy not on a injury report? Julian Edelman, chest, questionable. He's playing. Rex Burkhead, running back, Patriots, foot, questionable. Hasn't played in a couple of weeks. It would be good for the Patriots to get him back on the field. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, also known as MVS, wide receiver, Packers, was not listed on the final injury report with a knee or an ankle injury. He was not listed in the final report. Devontae Adams, wide receiver, Packers, toe, doubtful. Could possibly play, could possibly not, but probably not going to play. Keenan Allen, wide receiver, Chargers, hamstring, active, but was limited. He was limited snaps in all of first team Friday, but he's playing because it's Keenan Allen. Ryan Izzo, tight end, Patriots ruled out. Matt Lacrosse, tight end, Patriots, knee ruled out. Jack Doyle, tight end, Colts, groin, questionable. Tyrell Williams, wide receiver, Raiders, foot, questionable. Christian Cook, wide receiver, Cardinals, ankle. It's a game time decision, so he's questionable, but game time, he's hopefully to suit up. It'll be good for the Cardinals to have him back on the field. David Johnson, running back, Cardinals, ankle, game time decision, just like Christian Kirk. Jonathan Joseph, cornerback, Texans, hamstring, questionable. Bradley Roby, cornerback, Texans, hamstring, questionable. Will Fuller, wide receiver, Texans, hamstring, ruled out. He should be out for like a month, so I'm very surprised that he's even on this injury report. Rashad Perryman, wide receiver, Bucks, hamstring, was not listed. So they got their third wide receiver back, which is good. He wasn't listed on the final injury report, which is good. Darius Slay, cornerback, Lions, hamstring, ruled out. Josh Jacobs, running back, Raiders. He will suit up, Gruden has said. Jalen Samuels, running back, Steelers, practiced all Friday, full go. Darren Sproles, running back, Eagles, quad, out. Adoree Jackson, cornerback, Titans, foot, out. Delaney Walker, tight end, Titans, ankle, out. Jason Peters, tackle, Eagles, knee problem, out. Deshaun Jackson, wide receiver, Eagles, abdomen, out. Ezekiel Ansah, defensive line, Seahawks, ankle, game time decision, he's questionable. Bradley McDougald, cornerback, Seahawks, back, game time decision, questionable. We are rolling right through this. Greedy Williams, cornerback, Browns, hamstring. Thank God he's not. Same thing with Denzel Ward. They both have had hamstring problems, and they're both not on the team's final injury report, so they should be playing. Sammy Watkins, wide receiver, Chiefs. He is playing. He is active from his hamstring injury. Frank Clark, defensive line, Chiefs, groin, out. Chris Jones, defensive line, Chiefs, groin, out. Justin Jackson, running back, Chargers, calf, questionable. Melvin Gordon, defensive line, Chargers, hamstring, questionable. Keenan Allen, we already talked about him. He is questionable. Kendall Fuller, defensive back, Chiefs, thumb, broken thumb. He is ruled out. Patrick Mahomes is confirmed. Knee problem, will not suit up. He is out. Trey Turner, guard for the Panthers, ankle. He is active. Dante Jackson, cornerback, Panthers, groin. He is playing. He is active. Noah Fant, tight end, Broncos, expected to suit up, but is questionable right now. Paris Campbell, wide receiver, Colts. He has an abdomen problem, but will suit up. Duke Williams, wide receiver, Bills, hamstring, questionable. Zay Jones, wide receiver, Raiders, going to be active for the Raiders for the first time getting traded. Desmond Trufant, Falcons, toe, ruled out. D.D. Westbrook, wide receiver, Jags, shoulder, questionable. Guys, we are just rolling right through this. Sterling Shepard, concussion, ruled out. Matt Ryan, ankle, questionable. O.J. Howard, ruled out with a hamstring injury. Mike Daniels, foot will play from his broken foot. Jamison Crowder, knee problem, but will be fine, will be active. CJ Mosley is ruled out against the Jags. Chris Harris could be traded. I love Chris Harris. I would love for him to get traded to the Giants, but it just won't happen. And the last thing we are going to talk about on this podcast is the Michael Bennett trade to the Cowboys. Let me pull it up. Give me 1 second. But Michael Bennett was traded to the Cowboys from the Patriots in exchange for a 2021 7th round pick. Adam Schefter reports that it could become a 6th round pick if Bennett hits certain thresholds for the Cowboys. It's big. So, guys, I hope you guys really enjoy this podcast. JT will be back. He'll be back next week for the Wednesday podcast, which will be great to have him back. We'll go over my picks, and then we'll go over the Thursday night games, some fantasy stats. Guys, remember, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I am making a fantasy podcast. You know, waiver wire, stardom, sit-ems. For all of you guys, fantasy freaks, I got you guys. Tuesdays and Thursdays only on YouTube, not Spotify. So Spotify listeners, if you want to get the stardom sit-ins for fantasy, come on to YouTube. Oh, I'll be there. But guys, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.